It is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! As we get to continue on the YCS Summer Cup with Salamangreat versus Rokket. Salamangreat is going to start off strong with a Lady Debug, allowing them to add a Salamangreat Gazelle from their deck to their hand. They're now going to go ahead and follow it by linking off that Lady Debug into a link summon of a monster you've never seen before. Just kidding, it's a Salamangreat Balinx, which is a standard play, but it looks like Salamangreat is going to be able to chain the effect of Parallel Exceed to the Salamangreat Balinx, making the Parallel Exceed chain link 2, which prevents the opponent from Ash Blossoming Joy Spreading the Balinx. That will allow them to add a Salamangreat Sanctuary, and now Parallel Exceed's on-field effect will trigger being able to spell summon another copy to the side of the field. Both of those monsters will be used for an Exceed summon. They're going to go ahead and make Trap Tricks Reflation, which makes this Salamangreat strategy almost immune to hand traps, specifically Nibiru. Now Salamangreat Sanctuary will be activated. It's going to use the Balinx for a link summon into a second Balinx. That will trigger the effect of Salamangreat Gazelle, which will spell summon itself to the side of the field and send a Salamangreat card from the deck to the graveyard. Now the monster of choice is going to be a Salamangreat Jaguar. That's going to be able to recur itself to the side of the field by returning a Salamangreat monster. But both the Balinx and the Gazelle will be used for a link summon into the Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. The Balinx will then later be returned to the extra deck to be able to spell summon the Jaguar. That's going to trigger the effect of Sunlight Wolf's on-field effect to be able to add Salamangreat Gazelle from the deck to the hand. Salamangreat looks like they're going to wrap up their turn by using the Jaguar and the Sunlight Wolf for a link summon into a second Sunlight Wolf, and now setting two cards face down. Salamangreat are going into their end phase, and while players are going to be shuffling the deck, I actually want to take this time out to talk about the YCS Summer Cup. The YCS Summer Cup is a 16-deck single elimination bracket decided by you guys, the players. We have so many exciting decks in this YCS Summer Cup. I'm telling you, if you have not watched any of the games, you should be watching now. Of course, I want to thank my judges, my players, my editors, and of course you guys for watching. You are the reason why the heart and soul of the YCS Cup is being propelled. For the players that want to know about deck profiles, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, not only do we place these deck profiles on Patreons as timed exclusives, eventually they do make it to the channel. Sorry about that, guys, my trusty Dark Magician has fell off the wall, but that just means that this game just might be off the wall, as Rokket is going to start off by normal summoning Starly Seyfried. No disruptions by Salamangreat just yet, as Seyfried will be able to add a level 4 dragon in Rokket Tracer from the deck to the hand. Now, seeing that Rokket added a Rokket Tracer as opposed to a Black Dragon Calypserfin, you can already assume that Rokket already had that. They're going to banish the Starly Seyfried to be able to special summon said monster, and Black Dragon Calypserfin can be used for a link to summon Rokket Tracer, which will trigger both of the monster's effects, allowing you to organize which chain links you want. If you prioritize the Boot Sector launch over the White Dragon, then obviously you want to put the Striker Dragon as chain link 1, and vice versa, put the Striker Dragon as chain link 2. It looks like Rokket is just going to add a Boot Sector launch. They seem to have already drawn the White Dragon Wyver Buster in their opening sequence. They're going to banish Black Dragon to summon White Dragon to their side of the field and use both monsters to finish off their link summon. They're going to go into a Dragoonity Knight Romulus. Now Romulus's effect will trigger. Kind of interesting to see how much Salamangreat will allow Rockets to do before they want to start stopping things. If they actually even have any stoppage in their arsenal currently, that Romulus is going to search a Dragon's Ravine from the deck to the hand. And if you guys remember, Gazelle did not send a trap card, it sent a Sunlight Wolf. Rokket is going to follow up with the activation of Dragon's Ravine, using its effect to send an Absolrouter Dragon from the hand to the graveyard. They'll also be able to send a Omni Dragon Brotar and trigger the effect of Absolrouter. Now Absolrouter will of course get another Rokket monster from the deck to the hand. We can already know that Rokket has two monsters in their hand that are Rockets and a Boot Sector launch. They can summon them both to the side of the field with their field spell, and provided that Salamangreat doesn't have any responses, they can make a Borload Savage Dragon, which is kind of scary. Or they can go even further and just go to full dragon combo, as Rokket is going to activate Boot Sector launch and use its effect uninterrupted. Rokket Tracer is going to be special summoned to the side of the field. Looks like Rockets were just making sure the zone placement was okay. Silver Rokket and Rokket Tracer will be summoned to the side of the field, And it looks like they're going to go a step further. Salamangreat taking his time, making sure boot sector launch does work the way it's intended. Rokket is still a little hesitant on what they're playing. They want to be concise. They're going to go straight into the Link Summon with Rokket Tracer and Silver Rocket Dragon. They're going to make a Warlord Savage Dragon. It seems that they're not playing with that back row. They want to force that activation if possible. It is a Salamangreat Rage. Rage targeting the Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf to destroy 2 cards on the field. They are going to destroy the Warlord Savage Dragon and the Dragoonity Knight Romulus. So it looks like that might be exactly what Rokket was planning for, as they do have the World Legacy Guard Dragon. World Legacy Guard Dragon will spell summon back that Rokket Tracer. That's why they didn't use the effect of Tracer. And now it can use its effect to be able to destroy a face-up card on the field, to be able to special summon a Rokket monster from the deck to the side of the field. Now, henceforward, no, it looks like it doesn't even matter, as Salamangreats do respond with that trusty Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. That's going to negate the effect of Rokket Tracer and prevent them from popping off. Salamangreat is doing basically what it does best: set up a board that is self-sustaining and stop the opponent on whatever they're trying to do. It looks like Rockets are going to be left with a Rokket Tracer and a World Legacy Guard Dragon. Not the worst position to be in, as we know Rokket Tracer can still use its effect on the opponent's turn, but Salamangreat is going to start off with Salamangreat Gazelle, uses the effect to send Salamangreat Spinny from the deck to the side of the field. And their next sequence may determine the outcome of this game. They're going to return Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf to the side of the field to be able to special summon Salamangreat Jack Jaguar. Not going to use the effect of Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. They're going to use both their Jack Jaguar and their Gazelle for Link Summon into Update Jammer. Now, looks like Sunlight Wolf will activate its effect to add the Gazelle, and then its other effect to add the Salamangreat Rage. Following up, they're going to spell summon that Salamangreat Spinny and use both the Spinny and the Update Jammer for Link Summon. They're going to spell summon Transcode Talker to their side of the field. Transcode Talker will spell summon that Update Jammer, and both of those monsters will be used for a Link Summon into Access Code Talker. It doesn't matter if Rockets want to use the effect of Rokket Tracer. Access Code Talker can just destroy cards on the side of the field, and this is going to be game. As you guys know, Access Code Talker can attack twice. Rockets are not able to survive that. They're going to start off in Game 2, Salamangreat showing you how powerful it can be going first. Let's see if it actually has something to close out this game going second. As Rokket does start off with a card that they might not want to draw again, Dragon's Ravine, to send a World Legacy Guard Dragon from their hand to the graveyard. They're probably going to follow up with sending an Absorouter Dragon from their deck to the graveyard. Now, it's really interesting that they decided to send a World Legacy Guard Dragon from their hand. That's one of their important extenders in case they do get hand trapped, but maybe they're really confident in their hand. Absorouter Dragon is going to add a Rokket Tracer, and now the Absorouter Dragon is going to be banished for a White Dragon Wyvern Buster. That's pretty cool. It looks like this deck has seemed to have drawn a pretty good hand. Another time, they're going to use the White Dragon Wyvern Buster for a Link Summon into the Striker Dragon, of course. And now both of these effects can pop off. The White Dragon searching the Black Dragon Calypsurfeit, hopefully crossing our fingers that they didn't draw white and black in the same time again. It looks like not, as Striker Dragon is going to be able to search the Boot Sector launch, and White Dragon is going to be able to search that Black Dragon Calypsurfeit. So everything is looking really smooth for Rokket. I'm pretty sure if this goes the way it should, they'll have full combo. They haven't even committed their normal summon. They're going to banish White Dragon Wyvern Buster for Black Dragon Calypsurfeit and use both the Striker Dragon and the Black Dragon for a Link Summon. They don't need to make Dragoonity Knight Romulus this time. They're going to go straight into the Heretic Seal. Now, Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres is an amazing disruption for the Rokket strategy. Unfortunately, it is a light monster, so you have to summon it before you use Rokket Tracer's effect. Boot Sector launch will special summon a Rokket Tracer, which will use its effect to destroy the Boot Sector launch to be able to special summon another Rokket monster from the deck to the side of the field. Some players were wondering, how does Rokket go full combo during the new errata of Red Eye's Darkness Metal? Well, uninterrupted, you guys will be able to see how Rokket can do it quite easily. As Silver Rocket Dragon will be used for Guard Dragon LP, Rocket Tracer will be used for Striker Dragon. Now there's still 2 Link arrows that point to a certain spot. Guard Dragon LP can use this effect to be able to special summon a monster to the side of the field. It looks like they're going to go through regular combo as Black Metal Dragon is going to be special summoned to where both Heretic Seal and Striker Dragon point to. Then the Black Metal Dragon being used for a Link summon. This is a little bit different, slightly different than what the deck used to do. They're going to go ahead and make Guard Dragon Pisty. Now Striker Dragon will destroy itself to add from the graveyard to the hand that Rocket Tracer. And it looks like Rockets did declare the effect of Black Metal Dragon. Just wanted to get the Striker Dragon out of the way. So Black Metal Dragon will add Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon from the deck to the hand. And the cool thing about the Guard Dragon monsters is that all they have to do is have 2 monsters point to the same area. And both Guard Dragon LP and Pisty are doing that right now. So Rockets can use the effect of Guard Dragon Pisty right now to summon. It looks like they're going to do that, going to their graveyard. They're going to special summon that Black Metal Dragon back to their side of the field. And now since both Guard Dragon Pisty and LP have been used, they can banish it to special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Red Eyes Darkness Metals will use its effect to be able to special summon its only 1 monster. They're going to special summon Silver Rocket to the side of the field and now use both the Black Metal and the Darkness Metal for a Link summon. Now the monster of choice is pretty obvious if you guys have been following on with the Rockets, but for you new players, they are going to Link summon into the Dillingerous Dragon. This card is really important for the combo sequence, but even more importantly, Black Metal Dragon will use its effect to add a Red Eyes Wyvern from the deck to the hand. It's really cool that the Red Eye strategy can be searched through the Black Metal Dragon card, and it's going to help this strategy greatly, as Pisty and the Silver Rocket Dragon will now be used for a Link summon. That's going to make Quad Burrow Dragon, and it looks like they're going to have full combo. Quad Burrow Dragon is going to discard a Rocket Tracer to target the Dillingerous. That's going to allow them to special summon a Rocket Tracer and a Silver Rocket back to the side of the field. And since Rocket monsters will special summon, Dillingerous Dragon will special summon itself as well. Now Rockets are going to follow up with normal summoning the Red Eyes Wyvern that was searched. This deck has not committed its normal summon in that entire combo sequence. It looks like they're going to go ahead and synchro summon. No, they're not going to synchro summon. They're going to go ahead and Link summon first using the Dillingerous Dragon and the Quad Burrow. Dillingerous Dragon is banished due to its effect. They're going to make that Unchained Abomination. Now the Red Eyes Wyvern and the Rocket Tracer will be used for a synchro summon. And it looks like Rockets have that exact same board. They're going to synchro summon into that Borreload Savage Dragon, which will attach that Quad Burrow Dragon from the graveyard to the Savage, giving it 2 disruptions instead of 3 disruptions, which that's not amazing to lose a disruption, but a lot of times it doesn't even matter as the game doesn't even last that long. During the end phase, Rocket is going to set a card face down and now use the effect of Unchained Abomination to destroy the Silver Rocket Dragon, allowing them to go through Salamangreat's extra deck and banish the access code talker. Now, of course, it is going to still trigger the effect of Silver Rocket Dragon. They can now special summon Rocket Tracer back to the side of the field. And in practically 2 cards, Rocket Guard Dragon or Rocket Dragon Link has all of the cards that they needed. Unchained Abomination, Borreload Savage Dragon, even a Heretic Seal, all within a 2-card combo. This deck is still strong, and that is the game plan. Being able to pop off with these 2-card combos that even if hand-trapped, sometimes the deck can still get through. It's going to be Salamangreat's turn to try to break this. Attempt to get over these multiple disruptions. They're going to start off by activating Pot of Desires this time, and Rockets may let this go through. Now, of course, Salamangreat will be able to get 2 more cards, and Rocket is going to let that go through. I want you guys to post down below in the comment section, should Pot of Desires always be a card that you guys negate? Or, sometimes, depending on the situation, should you wait? Now, of course, waiting for Pot of Desires can obviously lose you the game, and sometimes letting Pot of Desires go is the best thing to do. As Salamangreat is going to find into that Lady Debug, Lucky Lady Debug, using its effect is going to be met by the Borreload Savage Dragon. It's an interesting choke point for Rockets to decide to negate the Lady Debug. Immediately using the Lady Debug into a Salamangreat Baylynx. they'll be able to pop off with the effect of Banelinks to add a Salamangreat Sanctuary from their deck to their hand. And that was really risky using the Pot of Desires before you can get the Sanctuary, but it actually paid off. Now Salamangreats are going to use the effect of Salamangreat Spinny, giving that Banelink some attack, but that's not the real reason why they use Spinny. They're going to use its other effect to special summon itself to the side of the field, and it looks like Salamangreat can start moving forward with their plays. Again, they're still going to have to outplay a Heretic Seal and an Unchained Abomination. So Salamangreat Spinny and Banelinks will be used for a link summon to Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. That's going to be pretty interesting to see that they go straight into the Sunlight Wolf, but it doesn't matter as Rockets are going to respond with the Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. They're going to bounce said Sunlight Wolf and then spell summon a dragon monster to their side of the field. Now it's interesting that they chose Rokket Recharger. Normally, at least in my opinion, the game plan is to summon Omni Dragon Brotar right here, because if you do summon Brotar, and considering that both decks did side, which means Rokket more than likely plays Thanos, Phantasmal Dragon Phantasme, they could potentially summon that monster to their side of the field, prevent their cards from being targeted, and dig deeper. The only possible explanation is if Rockets drew the Omni Dragon Brotar, they only have one card in their hand, so just summoning the Brotar from your hand to your side of the field isn't going to do anything, as you do need to discard. Salamangreat is going to follow with the Salamangreat Circle. They could have protected their Sunlight Wolf, but I'm starting to think that it was bait, as they're going to use Will of the Salamangreat to be able to put summon Salamangreat Jack Jaguar to their side of the field. And now Jack Jaguar for a link summon. Their monster of choice is going to be back into that Salamangreat Banelinks. And then they're going to be able to trigger the effect of Salamangreat Gazelle. Gazelle will special summon itself to the side of the field and send a Salamangreat card from the deck to the graveyard. Now Rockets still do have one more form of disruption. They can use the effect of Rokket Tracer to destroy a card on the side of the field, which will now prompt the effect of Unchained Abomination to destroy another card. The only problem with this is that since a Salamangreat Banelinks is in the graveyard, Salamangreats can use that Banelinks to protect the monster whatever Unchained Abomination wants to destroy. So now it looks like all three monsters will be used for a link summon on Salamangreat's side of the field. They're going to make Salamangreat Heat Leo. Now Heat Leo does have an amazing effect. They're going to use its effect targeting Rocket's face down card. Really excited to see what it is. And it's an infinite impermanence. Rockets were sitting on an abundance of disruptions. They're going to use that infinite impermanence on that Salamangreat Heat Leo, mainly due to the fact that if Salamangreat does slip up and play a card in the same column, a spell or trap card, it's going to be negated. So, I mean, it's like a use it or lose it situation. Salamangreat following up with Salamangreat Sanctuary to turn their first Heat Leo into a second. And now it looks like Salamangreat is faced with a little bit of a dilemma. They can either get rid of the Borloge Savage Dragon, they're going to lose their Heat Leo to Abomination's double effects, or they can get rid of the Abomination and try to play around the Borloge Savage. Salamangreat is going to make its decision. They're going to use the effect of Heat Leo to put the attack reduction on the Unchained Abomination, hoping that their back row can at least let them survive. This is actually really smart, as now Rokket wants to respond with Rokket Tracer to destroy the Rokket Recharger to potentially use the effect of their Unchained Abomination. Unchained Abomination will be able to target the Heat Leo for destruction, but there is a Salamangreat Banelinks in the graveyard to protect it. Now we'll proceed into damage calculation, or no, we'll resolve the effect of Rokket Tracer first. They'll be able to special summon a Rokket monster to their side of the field, and they are locked into dark monsters to be summoned for this turn. Not that that really matters too much. So I'm thinking either Silver Rokket or Magna Rokket Dragon is going to be the card of choice. It almost doesn't matter which Rokket they decide to summon to their side of the field. It's going to be a Magna Rokket Dragon, but they'll actually be able to get rid of that Unchained Abomination. And when I mean they, I mean Salamangreat will, inflicting 1800 damage to Salamangreat, bringing them down to 6200. They're still going to have to worry about that Borloge Savage Dragon, depending on their hand sequence. If they have two forms of disruption, Heat Leo was summoned using another Heat Leo, meaning it can destroy 3 cards on the side of the field. I'm thinking Salamangreat's best possible scenario is having both Rage and Roar in the hand. They can use that passively If the opponent summons another monster, they can use the effect of Salamangreat Rage to destroy 3 cards on the field. Borolo Savage Dragon will obviously chain to negate, but then they can use Salamangreat Roar to negate the Borolo Savage and clear the board. Salamangreat is setting the stage. They have 2 cards face down. If that is a Salamangreat Rage and a Salamangreat Roar, Salamangreats can change the tides of this game back into their favor. They're going to pass it right back to Rockets, and Rockets are going through their graveyard. That's never a good thing, as Rocket Recharger is going to be banished, it seems, or selected in the graveyard. A Black Metal Dragon. And their 3rd card is going to be a Heretic Seal, so this is not good at all for Salamangreats, as the Chaos Dragon Levianeer is going to be summoned. Its effect is going to activate to be able to destroy 2 cards on the side of the field. Salamangreat is going to quickly respond with that Salamangreat Rage. Borolo Savage Dragon is going to be forced to negate, but can Salamangreats at least respond with Salamangreat Roar? It looks like they're debating on what they can do. This is going to be huge still. They can still come back into this game. But no, it looks like they have a Gravedigger's Trap Hole. Unfortunately, that's not going to have any applications currently. And as we know, Levianeer gets to choose the cards on the resolution of its effect. It's obviously going to choose the Will of the Salamangreat and the additional face down card. Now it looks like Rocket is going to follow up with a Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Scarlet Red can actually use this effect right now, though I think it would be counterproductive. It would actually give Salamangreats the upper hand, as Borolo Savage Dragon and Scarlet will attack into the Helio. It looks like Salamangreats do have the Balinks to protect, so it looks like the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend won't be a direct attack, and they'll just take the difference between the Helio and both the Scarlet and the Borolo Savage Dragon. Not that it matters, as Salamangreat is going to draw and scoop. We are going into Game 3. This has been an exciting match for the YCS Summer Cup, and I expect nothing less out of our Round 2 participants. As Salamangreat is going to start off their turn with Lady Debug. Lady Debug will allow them to add a Salamangreat Gazelle. You should probably go for Gazelle most of the time. They're going to use that for a link summon into Salamangreat Balinks, use the effect of Bay to be able to add a Salamangreat Sanctuary, and Salamangreats are going to prime themselves up for the next move. Their next card is going to be a Healthy Pot of Desires. This is really good for the strategy. Typically, when you open Pot of Desires in your hand, you want to get 2 cards out of your deck. The first one is going to be your Salamangreat Gazelle. The next one is, of course, your Salamangreat Sanctuary. Once you get those 2 cards out of your deck, you are free to desire as many times as you desire. Most of your cards are easily replaceable. Banishing 10 cards from their deck, Salamangreat is going to get 2 more resources. That's going to be important if this deck goes to a grind mode. It can use those resources to be able to outgrind Rockets. Salamangreat now checking the banished contents. It's not too bad. I'm assuming the contents aren't horrible, seeing that you do have Gazelle and also your Sanctuary in hand. They'll summon Salamangreat Mole to their side of the field and use the Mole and the Balinks for a link right into Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. Now they'll also be able to trigger the effect of Salamangreat Gazelle. Gazelle will send from their deck to the graveyard a Salamangreat card. This will be very telling if they send a Salamangreat Rage this time to the graveyard. This actually means a lot. It means that they're going to be set up with a double destruction through the effect of Salamangreat Rage. Now they're going to activate Salamangreat Sanctuary, and then they can use the Sunlight Wolf for a link into another Sunlight Wolf. The Gazelle into a Balinks under the Sunlight Wolf to get the Gazelle back to hand. But it looks like Rockets have the response with the Nibiru. Whoa! They're going to tribute off Salamangreat's entire board, which only consisted of 2 monsters, but the really crappy part about it is that Salamangreat wasn't allowed to get any of their recursion going. That Nibiru is too strong. It is the bane of Salamangreat's existence. And sometimes you just can't avoid it as a Salamangreat player. Sometimes you don't want to go into that second Sunlight Wolf. Salamangreat gambled and unfortunately lost to that Nibiru. Fortunately for them, they do have a pretty decent token on their side of the field. It's not the strongest it can be, but it's decently strong, and if Salamangreat can protect and nurture that token, it can grow up to be a really bad boy. Passing their turn, back to Rockets. Rockets are going to start off with a prime play. They're going to normal summon Black Metal Dragon. This is full combo for the Rokket strategy, in case you guys did not know. Black Metal Dragon will be used for a link summon into Striker Dragon, triggering both the effects of Striker and Black Metal. They'll not only be able to add a Boot Sector launch, but a Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon from their deck to their hand. Just another way to show you guys that Rockets are just simply amazing. Their strategy is almost unparalleled to so many, because there's so many ways they can one-card combo into the disruptions. They're going to banish that Rokket, or that Striker Dragon, for Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Darkness Metal using its only time to special summon back the Black Metal. And now both monsters will be used for a link summon into Romulus. Now, of course, Romulus effect will trigger, as well as the Black Metal Dragon. Romulus will be able to add that Dragon's Ravine from the deck to the hand, and that Black Metal Dragon will be able to add that Red Eyes Wyvern. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be really cool by both decks. They have fought their way into the next round of the YCS Summer Cup. I want to know, which one of these decks do you guys think will win this game? It's not looking good for Salamangreat, but Salamangreat is actually a really good deck in the grind. The longer you allow us to grind, if Rockets cannot OTK, it'll be good. Let us know down below in the comment section which one do you think will win right here, right now, or before the game even started. That would have been better. Now, Dragon's Ravine is going to send the Absolute Dragon to send the Starly Safer, and then Absolute Dragon is going to find a Rokket Tracer from the deck to the hand. This, of course, is to no surprise by anyone. We can already see the Boot Sector launch being activated in our heads. Starly Safer is going to be banished for Black Dragon Caleb Serpent. This is really good by Rockets. And now both Black Dragon and the Dragoonity Knight Romulus will be used for another link. Their link monster of choice is going to be that Heretic Seal. Of course, that's going to be the best card that you're going to want to go into anyways. And now Rockets can follow up with some more sauce. Rockets activating the effect of Black Dragon Caleb Serpent. They now can add one White Dragon Wyvern Buster from their decks to their hand. And it looks like they'll still have full combo, except for the exception of having that Heretic Seal on their side of the field. That's going to be another form of disruption. So now Rockets are going to destroy the Dragon Ravine to be able to activate Boot Sector Launch. And now use the effect of Boot Sector Launch to special summon Rokket Tracer. Rokket Tracer's effect to destroy Boot Sector Launch to special summon a Rokket monster to their side of the field. They're going to special summon Silver Rokket Dragon. Everything looks to be on the up and up for Rockets. They're going to use that Silver Rokket Dragon for a link. That's going to make the Guard Dragon LP, and of course that Rokket Tracer for the summon of Striker Dragon. Now, Salamangreat have a response on their own. They're going to use Nibiru themselves. They're going to tribute every single monster. This probably explains why Salamangreat went so ballsy. Not only do they rid the entire board, they give the opponent a token in the middle monster zone. This could be really bad for Rockets going forward, because if they want to go through with a Dragon Link combo, you kind of need that center column. Now, fortunately for Rockets, it will trigger the effect of their Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. They'll spawn summon Omni Dragon Brotar and use the effect of Brotar to discard a card from their hand to the graveyard and Red Eyes Wyvern. I told you guys, if you guys thought that this game wasn't exciting, then here you have it. Nibiru for Nibiru. This is prime Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2020. It's kind of crazy because it's still really fun to watch, even to see both boards get devastated. So really interesting that Rockets decided to go with the Chaos Dragon Levay in there. They're going to banish the Black Dragon Wyvern Buster for the White Dragon, or the Black Dragon Caleb Serpent for White Dragon Wyvern Buster, and use both of those monsters for a link summon. They're going to link summon it into Dillinger's Dragon, which is interesting because that's not legal. Fortunately, Salamangreat did catch on to that. Dillinger's Dragon requires 2 dark monsters to summon, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and reset and put the White Dragon and the Omni Dragon Brotar back to their side of the field. Unfortunately for Salamangreat, this is an easy fix, as they did not use Guard Dragon Pisty yet, so they'll use Guard Dragon Pisty and then link off both of those monsters for the summon of Dillinger's Dragon again. And it looks like the Rokket strategy is definitely cooking something. They can't have 3 light monsters. They have White Dragon, Wyvern Buster, they have Heavenly Spheres, and they have the Nibiru. Whoa! It looks like they'll be able to special summon Chaos Dragon, Levianeer to their side of the field. And since it was summoned using 3 light monsters, Levianeer can activate its effect. Let's hope that Rockets make the correct decision and special summon a Rocket monster. They're gonna special summon the Rocket Tracer. If you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, Rocket Tracer and the Chaos Dragon Levianeer will be used for a link that's gonna go ahead and make that Quad Burrow Dragon under Dillinger's Dragon. Now, Quad Burrow Dragon will use this effect, discarding a card from the hand in Boot Sector Lodge, targeting the Dillingerous to be able to special summon 2 Rocket monsters to the side of the field. They have those requirements, and this deck has been doing this all by summoning Dark monsters still under Rocket Tracer. Rocket Tracer is going to be special summoned, as well as the Silver Rocket Dragon, and also the Dillingerous Dragon back to the side of the field. Did Rockets just get Nibiru'd and still go through with full combo? Dillingerous Dragon and Quad Burrow Dragon used for a link into Unchained Abomination, and Silver Rocket Dragon and Rocket Tracer being used for another link. That's going to make the Burrow be Savage Mode. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Burrow Savage Dragon is going to equip a Quad Burrow, and I have never seen double Nibiru in a game being played out like this. Quad Burrow Dragon has a respectable attack. Unchained Abomination has that effect to be able to destroy cards, and while they weren't able to get another Rocket Tracer to their side of the field, this is a pretty good board after being Nibiru. Now, Burrow Savage Dragon is going to attack into the Nibiru, and Unchained Abomination is going to attack directly. That's going to bring our Salamangreat strategy down to 4,500 life points. And during the end phase, Unchained Abomination is going to use its effect to destroy the Salamangreat Sanctuary on the field. Now, Salamangreats aren't going to protect the Sanctuary this time around. They have a trick up their sleeve. They can easily get back into this game. To be honest with you guys, playing through 1 disruption for Salamangreat is not the hardest thing in the world. 2 disruptions is still not that bad. Unchained Abomination can be considered the disruption because they can't necessarily just attack over the Burrow Savage Dragon without losing their monster in the process. So Salamangreat is going to start off by going through their graveyard. I think that's going to be the best possible scenario. They did earlier last turn use Salamangreat Mole, and they're going to use it now. Very confident with that Nibiru that they'll be able to get everything back with the Salamangreat Mole. They're going to target their 2 Sunlight Wolves, a Balinx, a Rage, and it's going to be met with an Ash Blossom. This is very unfortunate. Salamangreat would have been able to get right back into that game so easily, but this still isn't the end of the world. Salamangreat still has quite a few cards in hand. They can continue on to play. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring may have hindered the strategy, but they don't have Access Code Talker banished. If they can play around the Burrow Savage Dragon, they can definitely hop back into the pilot seat and get this game and move to the next round. Salamangreat thinking about their next option. This is actually taking some time. They're going to normal summon that Salamangreat Jaguar to their side of the field. And now they're going to flash the effect of Salamangreat Foul. That's going to be used with the Burrow Savage Dragon. Is that a mistake? If Salamangreat can actually follow up with a monster like Spinny, they have game. So that's not the best move by Rockets, but it does not matter. Salamangreat is going to offer their hand. Unfortunately, Salamangreat did not have anything to keep the match going, to keep it exciting, and Rockets are going to move to the next round. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed these videos. It's been awesome to bring you guys the YCS Summer Cup, and as we get closer to the end, I'm pretty sure it's going to go out with a bang. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll catch you on the next video.